We're going to go ahead and cover what are AI voice agents and essentially how do they work. So this video is going to be for two types of people. The first is maybe you are someone who's looking to create these AI solutions and sell them to businesses. And the other is maybe you're a business owner watching this video and you're looking to build AI agents to help automate and scale your customer interactions. Nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and cover all that in this video, regardless of who you are. We're first going to cover the purpose of an AI voice agent. An AI voice agent are automated voice assistant powered by AI that carry out human-like conversations over the phone. And they are essentially built to answer calls instantly, understand intent and respond intelligently, book appointments, qualify leads, answer questions, all without human intervention. And then lastly, trigger actions like CRM updates, reminders, and notifications. They essentially help businesses save time, reduce missed opportunities, handle more conversations without hiring. And in a nutshell, they help businesses make more money. If you could imagine the perfect employee who can sit there 24/7, 365 days and answers the phone, and they do that based on exactly what it is that you want. Because with these voice agents, we can prompt them to literally do anything. Check our calendar, check documents, make updates, send, different reminders, trigger different workflows, the whole 9 yards. That is the purpose of an AI voice agent. So let's look at how they work, okay, in a more simplified way. How do they work? Well, number one, user calls the business or receives an inbound call. Number two, the AI voice agent answers using pre-built script and a knowledge base, and we'll go ahead and share with you guys exactly like what a knowledge base looks like. Number three is the user talks naturally, no need to press buttons. And number four is the AI listens, understands, and responds in real time. Number five, if needed, the AI voice agent can perform actions like booking an appointment, checking availability, sending them an email, SMS reminder, notifying a team member about the call, or transferring to a live human. And after the call, the data is collected and extracted, such as the name, the service, the date, and it can be sent to a CRM, a calendar, or inbox. Okay, so let's go over a few things here. First of all, no call has to go unanswered. Okay, the AI voice agent will answer all the calls. It'll talk naturally, and what's great is you could actually customize your own voice to these agents. So you can literally like customize the voice to make it sound exactly like you. We can show you here. Okay, so here we have Marissa, and we can actually add a custom voice. So you can see here we can add a custom voice. So I can clone my voice, upload it in here, and the AI voice agent will literally sound just like me. And when we say naturally, we mean it could also have ahs, ums, right? You could add different dialects. You can add different filler words to make it sound very natural. So it can do that. And then this is really cool. So there's different functions that the AI voice agent can take. So for example, someone wants to book a call with you and you can't just book any date because you have a calendar and you want to check your availability. Well, the AI voice agent can go in and actually check your availability on the calendar. It can book appointments directly. It can send reminders. It can do a whole slew of things. And if we just show you what that looks like here you can see that there's different functions, and functions, they enable the agent to have the capabilities such as checking calendar, doing bookings, so on and so forth. So you can see here, we have end call transfer, right? We can have the agent transfer the call. We can have the agent check our calendar, okay? We can have the agent book a call on the calendar. We could provide an IVR, which is like press 1 if you want to do this, press 2 if you want to do that. We can send an SMS, we can extract dynamic values, and what's cool is that we can literally add a custom function for anything, okay? We just need to add a JSON file here, and whatever we want the voice agent to do, we can basically make it do it. And we do that by adding a custom function here and adding the JSON file. You could also extract data. So for example, if after our call, let's say we're getting 100 calls a day and there's certain keywords that we want to extract, well, we can go ahead and do that. If we go into post-call analysis, so you can see here, we can define the information that you want to extract from the voice. So for example, we can add a text. So if someone said, I don't know, a specific word within your business, maybe someone mentioned a specific property or someone mentioned a specific service, whatever you would like to extract, it can literally go through all the calls and extract those one by one, or actually do it after every single call. So that is the purpose of voice agents, what they are and how they work. Let's talk about what powers them, okay? So what actually makes these voice agents run? What powers them? Over here you have the component, and over here you have the description. So the first is going to be LLMs, and these are large language models. This is the brain. It generates human-like responses using models like GPT-4 or GPT-4o. If there was no LLMs, then the ChatGPT wouldn't be able to run. And we can see in here the different LLMs. So you can see here we're using ChatGPT 4o mini, and you have a whole bunch of LLMs that you can choose. This is what actually powers the AI voice agent, okay? You can think of this as the brain. If we don't have an LLM connected, then we won't be able to obviously use the voice agent. Then you have the prompt. The prompt is going to be the blueprint that tells the AI how to act, what tone to use, and what goals to complete. So if we look at that in here, we can see this is going to be the prompt right here. So you can see here we have the role. We tell it exactly what its role is. We have the context. So what is the context? We give it the task guidelines, the appointment scheduling, lead collecting, and this is for a multi-agent prompt. So there's the prompt is a little bit longer, but nonetheless, the prompt is essentially the blueprint, and it tells the AI voice agent essentially how to conduct itself. Then you have the knowledge base. So the knowledge base is going to be information about the actual business, such as the services they offer, the policies, the FAQs, and it gives the agent more context. So the knowledge base is context about the actual business, and then the prompt is going to be more so how the AI voice agent can conduct itself. Then you have these final three, and they're a little bit grayed out because you don't necessarily need to add these in order to have a voice agent set up, wherein in the first three you do, but nonetheless you should definitely have these. So functions, this allows the AI agent to do things like check calendars, send an SMS, or end a call. And if we look here, these are the functions. For example, we can have it do certain things, okay, as we have discussed earlier. So that is the functions. Then you have the workflows. These are automated automations that trigger after the call ends. For example, it can add a lead to the CRM, send a follow-up email, so on and so forth. So if you're already using AI voice agents, you might as well have certain workflows and automations in place to streamline everything even further. Then you have voice model and telephony. This converts text to speech and speech to text, making the AI sound human-like over the phone. So if you guys recall from like even a year ago, like the AI voice agents sounded so bad, and now they just sound very much like humans. There's almost very little difference. So that is what powers AI voice agent. Okay, now let's talk about the inbound and outbound. So essentially there's two types. There's inbound. This is when someone calls your business, the AI answers and handles the inquiry. And then there's outbound. So AI calls leads/customers, missed calls, lead follow-up, reminders, surveys. So there's different types of agents. If someone calls your business, you can build a AI voice agent for all the missed calls, right? It'll outbound to these leads that called you, and it'll follow up with them. Maybe a reminder. So let's say you are a dental clinic and or you're working with a dental clinic, and what you could do is you can have the AI voice agent do outbound calls to remind them, hey, you have an appointment tomorrow at this time. Maybe you want a voice agent that does a survey. Nonetheless, inbound is someone's calling you directly, the voice agent answers. Outbound is the voice agent calling a lead or a customer. So now let's talk about where the agent lives. Okay, so what platforms? Now there's obviously a lot of platforms over here. I'm showing you retail and go high level. There's really a lot of platforms. Doesn't matter really which one you use. Some are better than others, but the whole idea is that you don't need to build these from scratch. Instead, you configure it with tools like retail, go high level, Vappy, and a few other platforms. Each platform lets you upload your own prompt, your own knowledge base, call settings, speech settings, calendar, and webhooks. You then test it, publish it, and you can start taking calls within minutes. Now let's talk about a real use case scenario. In this example, we're going to go ahead and give you an example of, let's say, a real estate broker. So let's say you run a real estate brokerage, and instead of missing calls or having your agent bogged down, the AI agent answers calls instantly, like, hey, thanks for calling. This is Michelle's Real Estate Group. How can I help you? It can book the calls directly on the calendar, like we have established here. Book on the calendar. It can answer questions like, do you live and work in San Mateo? Do you need help selling your home? And it's going to know that based on the information that you give it. It adds leads to the CRM, sends confirmation, and tags records properly. So it can do that as well. And then your team gets appointments with no headaches. So that's a use case scenario. And this applies to any business depending on what their outcome is. Now let's talk about what makes this different than traditional IVR. So IVR stands for interactive voice response. If you guys have ever called, let's say, a customer service line and they say, for sales, press 1. For electronics, press 2. To speak to a customer service, press 3. That is essentially what IVR is, interactive voice response. It's an automated phone system that interacts with callers, guiding them through a menu using keypad inputs to route calls to provided service options, self-service options. So that's great, right? But AI voice agents are just far more advanced and so much better. And it's for these reasons. With the IVR, it tells you press 1 for sales. Well, with the AI voice agent, it understands your natural speech. If you're like, hey, I want to speak to someone in sales, it can say, yeah, great, let me transfer you to someone. The IVR most likely has a robotic voice. With AI voice agents, you have human-like tone and pacing, and you can actually tweak this, right? You can tweak how fast it responds, what it sounds like, all that stuff. With traditional IVR, there's really no intelligence. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. With the AI voice agents, it learns context, adapts responses, and so on. And then with traditional IVR, it can't perform actions. It can only basically like just take someone from one place to another, press 1 to take sales, and then it reroutes it to, let's say, sales. With the AI voice agent, it can literally do everything. Okay, it can book appointments, it can update the CRM, and it's very customizable to what it can do. So this is the difference between traditional IVR and what makes it different. Now let's talk about what you actually need to build a voice agent. So to successfully build and launch a voice agent, you're going to need the following. You need a solid prompt, which will actually show you a prompt and will give you a prompt to use on ChatGPT on how to come up with a prompt, or at least a structure even. You're going to need a structured knowledge base. Again, the knowledge base is going to be the information about the business. We'll go ahead and provide you that as well, a prompt to come up with a knowledge base and a structure to do so. You're gonna need calendar integration. So if you are booking meetings or checking availability, you're gonna need to integrate your calendar to the AI voice agent platform. Functions enabled, you're going to need to add these functions depending on what the outcome of the call or what you want the voice agent to do. For example, if you're sending SMS, checking availability, so on and so forth. You're going to need a CRM workflow setup for post-call automation. So if after the call is completed, what you want to happen, you can set up different automations and workflows inside of a CRM to make sure that that is in place. And then testing and launching, okay? Testing it and launch it. Once you have it ready, you're gonna follow the SOPs that we provide on how to collect information from your client, or if you are an actual business. And that's actually what we're gonna go over in the next part of the video, is how to collect information to build the AI voice agent. If you are a business and you are building this for yourself, we're gonna give you a structure as to like the information that you're going to need to build this voice agent. And if you are a agency looking to build this for a business, we'll go ahead and show you exactly what are the things that you need to collect in order for you to have that relevant information to be able to build this voice agent.